Hello again, this is Doug, the 2-Minute Gardener. Well, summer has begun and it's time to take a good hard look at your lawn. Is it just a patchwork of weeds and dead grass? Well, maybe now is the time to pull the trigger and install artificial turf. So I'm going to walk you through all the steps on how to do it. And by the way, all these steps are written in the video description and the comment section. So let's get it going. First, obviously, remove the old turf with a sod cutter. You're probably going to need to go down at least 4 inches to get all those roots and everything out of there. So once you've done that, then you want to lay about 2 inches of a sub base like this class 2 road base and compact it really, really nicely so it's nice and hard, and that way you'll have a good solid sub base for what's coming next. After that, the next thing you want to do is bring in about a 1/2 inch of leveling sand to serve as the base for underneath the actual artificial turf itself. So what's important about this is this serves as a cushion between the compacted subbase and the grass itself. So the grass has just a little bit of softness to it. So again, about a 1/2 inch, you're going to broom it nice and smooth. And then it's time to lay the turf. Now there are lots of different artificial turfs. I always recommend at least an 80 weight that has a little bit of this thatching in it to give some color and some substance so it holds up for a nice long time. Instead of the really cheap thin stuff they used to sell in the bad old days of artificial turf. It's also important to make sure to have these little drain holes on the bottom so that it can drain properly. Here's a couple of examples of that turf. Now, one piece of advice when you're picking out a turf, don't pick out a sample and then just look at it rightly standing over it. You want to put it down and walk away about 10 feet and look at it from a distance, because that's the color you're going to see at 10 feet. And that's what you really are going to be seeing when you look at your lawn, to look at it from 10 feet away versus staring at it constantly. So I always tell my clients, when you're picking out an artificial turf amongst a bunch of samples, walk away, turn around, look at it from 10 feet. All right, you've picked out your turf. You've rolled it out now. So now you're going to do a rough cut of the perimeter. And man, oh man, this is where it really comes down to the measure twice, cut once. Measured a bunch of times. Make sure you leave an excess of about 4 to 5 inches all the way around. So these guys are doing a really careful job trimming off that little roll. There's a little piece right on the end of a roll that has to be trimmed off because you can't nail down to that. All right, you've measured it out, you've done the rough cut. Now you're going to start nailing it down. So with turf, you want to use these 5-inch nails to nail it down. You start at one corner. You don't do your final cuts, by the way. You always do the nailing at one edge and work your way across with a turf puller. That's one of these little guys, easy to rent. And so it's a very long process of stretching the turf with these guys. Turf puller, also known as a turf grabber. Has these little serrated things you kind of jam it in with your nail like you see him doing there. And notice that there is still quite a bit of excess, about 5 inches on the other side of this lawn install. So once you've secured one edge, then you use the nails and turf puller to keep going. So you're doing nails about every 8 to 10 inches on the perimeter, about 4 to 6 inches on the seams. Continue using that turf grabber to as you nail to remove all the wrinkles in the turf and get it nice and tightly stretched. And then you get to the other side. And once you reach the other side of that turf, then it's a good time to do, again, check your cuts because once you cut it, you're committed to that particular perimeter there. So now you've cut it all out, you've trimmed it, you've nailed everything down. It's time to do the infill. So the infill is really important because it does two things. It absorbs odor, which is important if this is a lawn for dogs. You definitely want to use a pet odor infill. It also holds the grass in a nice upright position so that it stays upright and looks realistic for years and years to come. So basically the way this infill works is you want to do about 1 to 2 pounds every square foot of turf. So yeah, that's a lot of infill. So if it's say 500 square feet of turf, you're going to need about 600 to 700 pounds of infill. Now the variable is what kind of infill you use. Some infill comes in smaller granular form. Usually they'll tell you on the bag how much infill to use per square foot. Once you've thrown that all out, it's time to bust out the power broom. Now when you're using a power broom, and these by the way are also available for rent, it is really important that you wear a mask because this thing is kicking up dust all over the place. Make sure your mask when you're brushing this stuff in. And so this drives that infill down deep into it because you want to get that infill as far down into the grass as you can. Again, what you're trying to do is create grass that will stand upright by building that infill down low. It also, again, serves as the odor absorber for the pet urine and feces that will come on this lawn eventually. And I'm assuming most of this is for folks who have dogs because dogs are brutally hard on turf. So use that power broom and really grind in all the corners. You're going to make a mess. Just be aware that you're going to kick up this little sand and infill all over the rest of the garden. So you're going to just have to be aware of that. And if you have that situation, make sure you keep those dogs and kids inside. Next, use a power blower to kind of blow the dust off, but you're also, again, using this as your final driving the sand, the infill down deep into the turf to really get it down. So again, use a mask. Once you're satisfied that you have driven it all down, then you come back with a hose, wet it all down. So you're trying to now get all the dust and the infill as deep into that as you possibly can. And when it's all done, you're going to have a beautiful turf. Just sweep up that infill that kind of went around the patio and all those other places. The last thing to do once you've done all this is, of course, it's time to release the dogs. Who let the dogs out? So this little dog, by the way, in case you're wondering, this is Mabel. She is a sweet little long-haired dachshund who really struggled with the old lawn because her belly was just so low to the ground. It kind of made life a little challenging for her to get around. And she just had a lovely time. By the way, you can also, and here's a couple different shots of it. Also, think about if you're doing artificial turf that you can always think about doing the putting green for your backyard as well. This adds a couple more dollars to the cost of the total project. Basically what you're looking at for the materials for something like this is $5 to $7 a square foot for materials. So if you hire someone to do it, you're probably looking at $10 to $15 a square foot to put it all together. Well, that's all the time we have for today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to get more of my garden videos. Until next time, this is Doug, the 2-Minute Gardener, saying thanks for watching.